What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy BooPainter back with round two, man. Round two. I appreciate all the support we got, all the people helping me push my video out the first round, all the comments, all the good, I got good criticism on the video. I just want to say, first off, I do appreciate all that. Second off, we're going to go ahead and just put it out there, tighten up, It is Sunday. Let's get it cracking. But nah. For real, like we said in the first video, guys, I'm going to go team by team with what they need, who they have already, including their picks in the first round. Like I said, this is my opinion. This has nothing else to do with nobody else. So if you do not like the picks, if you think you should be going, please direct your frustration towards me, not anybody else, all right? So we're going to go ahead and start this thing off early, man. Pacers Gaming actually comes out in the second round with the first pick. Pacers Gaming, as you know, had Nate Swizz Wolf. And in the first round, I said, their needs obviously were a point guard and a center. So in the first round, I said they were taking Bohio. Now, with the second round pick, I do believe that the Pacers go ahead and get another unselfish guy to just go ahead and complete the whole five. And I think that guy would be Dirk. Dirk is a guy that's kind of, obviously he's been in touch with the league through commentating, through, just knowing everybody in the league. This year was the first year he actually set out to make himself as a player. And I can say he is one of the few centers that has actually stood out going into this draft. I know you've seen on Twitter where, it's like 4 center spots, bro. 4. And he's one dude that, whether it was making content, whether it was, streaming, whether it was, being a good leader / teammate on different teams that he's played with. Here he just won a tournament with, Dave Fry and Reg and them. He's one of the centers that has actually stood out among the rest of the pack. So I believe Dirk is a great pick here in the first pick of the second round for Pacers Gaming. They now have a core team of Bohio, Swizz, Nate, Wolf, and Dirk. So I think they would all get along very well, and it would all just be a team-oriented thing, which if you know Pacers Gaming, they love to run plays all game. It's not like one person going pick and roll all game. They have shit going on through everywhere. And these are 5 dudes. I feel like they would be very good for them to, be able to go ahead and, how can I say this? Would have the knowledge to buy into the system, that they're given. So there we go with Pacers Gaming at number 1. Next we have Lakers Gaming, Moody, Vert, and Kev, as we know, PG and a lock. I said they took BLK as the first round. This next pick might kind of surprise you. This was one of the teams, the first round, yeah, I could get it. The second round pick, I don't really know. But I picked a guy here, so I put a dude here that I know can literally play 1 through 4 if needed. I put a dude here that I've seen do it on both ends of the court, whether he's on a lock build or not on a lock build. This is a guy that I've known for a very long time from Team Up. This is a guy that, he's been around, he's worked for where he's at now, and he finally had some light shed on his name this year. So with that being said, B Rich. B Rich is a guy, like I said, bro, he can do it on both ends of the court. He's willing to play any role that he is needed to win. I don't think it's a bad pick whenever you're picking him. People might, he could be considered underrated, overrated, however you want to look at it. I think he's just a good pick that fits in with a program that doesn't necessarily have stars, but has guys that want to buy into a system just as that Pacers Gaming team did. I do think B Rich is a good pick here because he can play the 1, he can play the 2, he can play the 3 at a high level, where he can play lock, So it really just depends how Chris and then, obviously they're throwdown guys, they want to go. They could go anywhere with this. I just think this is a very unselfish pick, for a very unselfish player. So I think it's a good pick. B Rich, good luck to you, bro, going forward. Knicks Gaming. So Knicks Gaming has Malik and Haza starting. They needed the PG center and lock, and in the first round they picked JBM and Rob. So now, like I said in the first video, bro, I don't know if Haza's going to play lock. I don't know if he'll play power forward. But I'm going to go ahead and draft them a lock here. And with this pick, I go ahead and take Follow. Follow is one of the locks that have won a tournament. They won the T-Wolves, and he got put, or excuse me, he lost the T-Wolves if I'm not mistaken, and he got put into the pool instead of another player through the winning team. Which at the time, it's not I understand looking back on it, it's damn, that person got their spot hoed out on them. I get that, but at the time T Wolves was looking for a lock, so they put 2 locks into the pool, which is smart by them. Follow is a guy, a lot of people will make fun of him. He's a guy that also played his role. You'll see him say he tries to ISO and stuff like that. Follow, if I see you ISO in the league, bro, we're going to laugh at you, bro. I'm not even in the league, but I'm just going to laugh. We're going to go on stream. I'm going to stream it, bro. If I see this goes for any locks in the league. Do not ISO in the league, bro. You guys coming into this shit trying to play lockdown, think you got to score at the corner. Go hold your nuts in the corner, bro, and then get back and play defense. That's all we need out of you, all right? But Follow is a good pick here for the Knicks. He gets some chemistry with, they have some PS4 players and Rob and Malik. Guys that are just going to be good vibes around him, keep him in his head in the game. So, yeah, I do think this is a good pick. And Knicks do have another pick. They will have their final pick in this round as well coming up. So we'll get to that here shortly. Kingsguard. Obviously, like I said, bro, this is one of the teams that I think they just have just a solid 3 to start with. And I said they needed a PG because I didn't know what they needed for the lock or power forward or center. But I went ahead and give them Kai and Big Rim in the first come around. So here, I think they take a guy like Deeds. Deeds is a guy. Well, this is why I'm looking at it. Deeds here for them is a guy that they know. Like for instance, Shots knows is a cool dude. If it happens that he's a 6-man, or if any of the guys that are on this roster right now become a 6-man, like, obviously I feel like they're all fine. Like, they're not going to cause problems for the team. Like, Deeds is a cool dude to be around. He's not going to cause any issues for the team. Where this is not saying Deeds would be a 6-man. This could, Yusuf could be a 6-man. Rim could be the 6-man. Shots could come out. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen inside this team once it's drafted. I just think this is a great pick for them because if Rim's not good on lockdown, if Yusuf's not good on center, if Shots is playing center is not working out, Deeds is a guy that can play 3 through 5 at a high level. So I think this is a steal right here for their 6-man. This is a guy that they could play at any point regarding somebody get in trouble, somebody gets sick, something going to get hurt. Deeds is just a great pick for them. I wish the best for my Virginia brother, bro. And like I said, bro, he's just a dude that'll play whatever they need for him, and I think he's happy wherever he's at. Next, we have Gen G, who took Sab and Bucks in the first round. Here, I believe they go ahead and take Rel to play center. A lot of chemistry between Sab, Bucks, and Rel there. Turn up, obviously, would be the lock. Rel is a guy that has, kind of grew up with Sab. Sab and Rel kind of made their name together. Bucks is a dude, obviously, that we know that can play the 4 at a high level. But I believe Rel bringing this option right here because Rel can play inside, Rel can play outside. It just gives Sab a comfortability level to the next extent because he'll be able to trust more people around him at this time. Heat Check Gaming. So this is the first round. I don't think that I don't necessarily think that they'll do this, but this was just something that I felt the need to do because he had fell this far, if it makes sense. Because I know in the league, bro, you could in the combine build at least, you could definitely have 2 guards and play at a good level. It goes back, in the past years, you could have 2 people, like last year, Bear and J Money, for instance. I know you can do that and play at a high level. So, like I said, in the first round, they took Glenn and Charger, so that means they need probably a 2 and a 3. This dude had fell all the way down here, bro, and I just think it's a humble guy. He'll play his role, whatever is needed, if it's the 1 or the 3, however they want to go. I just, and like I said, this might not happen. It might be a team where, Famous wants to only run 1 guard and Hotshot only wants to run 1 guard. But I feel like if this were to happen right here, and I don't know if this guy will fall this far, bro. In my eyes, I think he would. Obviously, like I said, this is my opinion where people will go. But I think it's a steal right here for Heat Check, being able to get a guy like this in the second round. And I say they go ahead and go expose him. Expose him, as we know, is one of the best. He came up in the post-draft of 18 when the first league of the season started. Guy just killed the scene, bro. Self-taught will go down as one of the better teams to ever play Pro-Am just because of that post-draft run. Obviously, I think they have slowed down a lot since then. But he has also showed this year in, the T-Wolves tournament that they won. They have showed that they can also win and still be an elite team. I think expose them would be good on that whatever it is, the shot whatever or the sharp whatever at the 3. If they still have the same builds, however, these guys, I don't have no knowledge on what the builds have changed like or anything like that. So these guys drafted are going to have that knowledge. But based off the combine, I feel like this right here is just a good pick for them to go ahead and go with because they can play two guards. They have Charger that's going to be a very selfless player at the 4, and Hotshot who's going to be able to dominate the paint as he's been doing this year during retail. So I think Exposum is a good pick here if he falls this far. Like I said, I don't know if he falls this far. Next, we have Knicks Gaming Crew, who had Wavy, Rando, and Shuttles. They also picked Chalk in the first round, in my opinion. And here in the second round, I believe they picked Lee 2K. I believe Chalk plays the 1, Wavy plays the other ball handler, Rando plays lock, Lee plays the 4, and Shuttles plays the 5. Lee is a guy that stood out at their training day, however you want to say it. Just a guy that stood out and was able to, make a name for himself. Lee has came through playing power forward and center, bro. I've seen him on both. A very good players, so he can play 4 or 5 for them, regardless of what him and Shuttles want to make happen. I think it's a good pick here in the second round to go ahead and get this guy. I wanted to say Killy here, and then that would just move Wavy to the 4 or Wavy even to the 6-man role. I wanted to really put Killy here just because Killy's really been competing, but I don't think they're ready to go past people that they've retained, if that makes sense. I think Wavy is going to play the secondary role. I think Chalk could play the first ball handler role. Rando at lock, like I said, and Lee at the 4 or the 5. I think this is a good pick for them, and it makes them a better all-around team as they get a defensive guy down low with Shuttles. Next, we have WizDG, who had Dayfry and Reeves, and obviously they pick Reg in round 1. Here, leading up into round 2, I think they go lock, and I think they go ahead and pick Tac. Tac and Reg have played together for years. Now 2 years, whatever it is. Tac is just a very high IQ player that doesn't have a big ego. Tac will do what he is needed to do to help his team get the win. He is a guy that competed all throughout last year, coached in the league while still competing, so he has that knowledge background of the league, and I think it just gels well. As he has if you know Dayfry, he always talk about that baseball mentality, that college sport, all those things. Tactic is a guy that also brings that in as well, that would have that mentality that he can bring. And like I said, it gels perfectly because this is probably one of the best lock, if not the best locks in the draft pool as well. So I think it's just a very good pick right here for Dayfry and Reese to go ahead and pick up Tactic to match with Reg. Next, we have Jazz Gaming, who had Compete Ria Lottie. And I said they went ahead and took Bash in round 1. Next, I believe they go ahead and go Ty ESGN. If you guys know Ty is the dude that's been around Compete and Lottie for their whole time. This is a guy that I think could step in. I know he's played the guard, but I know they trust him to also play power forward role if needed, or if it came down to it and he played the 6-man role. I just think it's good. He's a good player to have. It brings a lot of chemistry to the team. It locks him in as a core 5 right now if they go this guy, and they know they can trust him. A lot of teams don't get 5 players, in past seasons we've seen they can't trust that 4th or 5th option, So I think this right here allows them to have a player that they can automatically trust, and, say, hey, if you got the ball, go make a play, go do something for us, And I like that a lot about a team like this that already has Lottie, Compete, Rhea. I think this is a really good setup for them going forward into season 3. And I would like to see this really actually happen because I do think Ty goes to either here or Ty goes to the Bucks Gaming. Next, we have Raptors Uprising. Obviously, Sick and Kenny. And then, like I said, they take Tomley. I think they go ahead and knock another guy off here for Steel Trill. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, guys. That was not supposed to happen. I think they lock another guy. That was somebody just subbed to the YouTube. I think they go ahead and lock another dude. Here, and they go ahead and take Reese. Reese is a guy who's been competing in the league, or trying to get into the league for 3 years, but has been playing retail at a very high level. This is a guy that brings extra comfortability to the team, is a guy that they know can put the ball in the hoop, a guy that they know that's going to play his role, whatever is needed. I've played on the same team where Tomley, Reese, Kenny, and Sick were on, I've seen it happen. I think it could very well happen again here as well, and I'd be very interested to see how Steel Trill would comprehend into the league, because I think it would be a very dangerous team for Raptors Uprising to go with. Next, we have Bucks Gaming, and they had Arooks and Plondo, and I said they took Splash in round 1. Here, I believe they go ahead and go power forward, and they take Ed Truth. I guess that's how you say it, Ed Truth. E-Truth. Either way, Truth has been one of the better power forwards this year. If I'm being truthfully honest, and this is, like I said, my opinion, I do believe the way he plays his role is very kind of overrated coming from a power forward guy. And this is not a shot at you, Truth, if you are listening to this. It's as a guy that came through a power forward scene where we had to work for our shit, and now it's power forwards are just standing there and pressing X to shoot and pressing B and Y to ball fake, whatever. I think it's a very dangerous role to buy into this year. I think a lot of centers can play the role that power forward can play this year. I think, but at the same time, Truth is he's been winning. He's been on greatness. So he can knock his shots down. So I'm not taking nothing away from you. I just think power forward is a very scary role to draft this year because I don't think they bring a lot to a team that, would comprehend over to the league build where, it's more involvement into the league. I do think this is a good pick for them because they do get a guy besides Pondo who can do those things we're talking about that comprehends to the league. So yeah. Truth is a good pick here as well. Sick Kenny, obviously, guys. I'm going to go through this one pretty quick. Reese, Tomley. Here, I think to go ahead and bring back King Quay. Quay has been a great sixth man for them, or he's even gotten to the lineup. He's just been an all around good personality for Raptors Uprising. I don't think it's a guy that is mad if he's a sixth man. It's a guy that truly wants to be in the league. If you've seen him tweet, it's a dude who wants to be there. Like he just wants to be there. And I really like him. He's one of my favorite players in the league to, be around, talk with. I really do hope Raptors Uprising would bring him back, bro. Okay, this one didn't update. But there we go, guys. I believe Magic Gaming would go ahead and pick a lock here, and I believe Trap is the best available lock on the board for them. I hope the rest of my picks, rest of these don't do this, bro. I'm sorry if they do, guys. It's not supposed to do that. I don't know why it didn't do that. I guess because there's a new slide, so my new slides, it might do that, unfortunately. I believe Trap is the best lock available for them here. I believe he fits right in with Reese, with Reezy, May, and DT. I believe it's just a guy with an unselfish guy that will play his role. And if he's just got to play defense and stand in the corner the whole game, he will, bro. It's just a dude. They won the tournament. He was one of the selections for the T-Wolves tournament. I think he's worked hard for his spot, and a lot of people has respect for him from all the way back into 18 post draft. Next, we have Knicks Gaming. Like I said, this is going to be their last pick of the round. And I think they go ahead and pick an unselfish dude that can play the 3-4. Can also play the 1-2 if needed. I think it's just a guy that is a good personality to have. I think it's a dude that's going to be a guy that's going to be in the league for the long run. He's earned his spot in here. He showed that he can compete. He showed that he can score. He showed that he can play defense. He showed that he can be like a good option on a winning team. And I think they go ahead and pick Nudini here. Nudini is a guy that, he could play the six-man role, but he could also be, your second or your third option on the team. He's been very high-level player and retail as of right now. He's won some tournaments. He's been competing very deep into draft, into the different tournaments. I just think it's a good option here for Knicks Gaming to go in and grab a guy that's not going to be a toxic option off the bench for them. Next, we have Wizards DG with their second round of the pick. Second pick of the round. And I believe they go in and bring Gilly back home, man. Gilly, it's a steal. Gilly will do whatever is needed. Honestly, like if I tell you, if y'all remember from video 1 talking about Charger, Gilly is that same dude. Gilly is that dude. Hey, you want to play sharp? Yeah, I'll play sharp. Gilly, hey, you want to play 4 or 5? Hey, go. Like for instance, bro, season 1, everybody's running insides, and Gilly's on a stretch for me because I was running 5 out, and he never complained. You know what he did every day? He got into practice with me, and we worked on. I literally would go and just play on an inside center and just try to mash him the whole game. Throughout that year, when I tell you he got better, just as good as any of the centers, and he was on a stretch and they were on insides, I kid you not. It's just a guy that wants to win and wants to compete at a high level. A guy that has a college sport mentality, go along with Dayfry and Tactuck. Just a dude, and Dayfry already knows he's a winner, bro. He gives all his effort that he can to make sure he gives what he can to the team. And Gilly, I hope you the best, bro. I hope you get back in the league because I do believe you deserve it, brother. Next, I believe Hawks Talon. Obviously, in the first round, I said they take Slaughter. This is just a hard team to really, draw out, bro. I think Slaughter was the best option for them in the round 1. And here I think they go ahead and go AJ because I do think Styles plays lock. And AJ is just a guy that BP can trust. AJ is a guy that has competed at a high level for, since 2K16. He's a dude that, BP will trust, Styles will trust. Just an all-around good dude to have on their team. And I believe he could play the sharp or the power forward role at a very high level for them. This is one that's going to pop straight up, but I already know it is. Maybe not. Obviously, Dom, Sherm, Pete, Mo. So I said they needed a shooting guard or power forward. Here I think they go in and take 1 through 5, a guy that can play both and will be a very like low ego guy with high IQ. As we know, and this is no disrespect to Dimes. Dimes is a dude that kind of wants it his own way. They cleared after season 1. They had great players on season 1. I felt like, and they cleared the roster. Dimes had built this team last year to where they were going to be. They had a great season going into it, and then they kind of just let down. This is a team that, I don't know what they're going to do. Is Sherm going to play the 1? Is Mo going to play a guard position? Is Dimes going to play guard? I've heard Sherm at the 1, Dimes at the 3. Like, I've heard a lot of things, bro. Like, it just, I don't know if what will happen exactly, I should say. But I do believe 1 through 5 brings them a very high skilled player with a very low ego that will fit in, that also has that league mentality, because he's been going around it for 3 years now and has not given up as well. Next we have Blazer 5. Okay, so this did it all backwards. Next we have obviously Blazer 5 with Mamo, Walnut, and Majestic. I believe they go in and pick a power forward, I said power forward at lock, but I think what they're going to do is put Majestic at lock and bring in Profusion, because he could play the 2 or the 4. And I think Profusion might be the best shooter in this draft, bro. I really do think he might be. I think he was very underrated coming out of Boston. I think he's a guy that should have been retained into Boston. I think, he just didn't fit well with that team, with Fab, Bulls, Otto, and Mel. I just think Profusion, by no means was he the odd one out, but he was the odd one out of that group, if it makes sense. Because everybody knows that those 4 guys have always played together, and they've always had another 5th option. But I don't think it was a bad thing for him to have to get out of there as well. So I do believe, like, Profusion fits in very well right here with B5 Gaming. It's a guy that they could trust that'll get some buckets when it's needed. A guy that has played guard, a guy that's played big man. Just a very good pick for Blazer 5 Gaming. Next we have Heat Check, obviously. I'm just going to go through these first selections. Glenn, Charger, and Expose them to go with Hot Shot. It's kind of a hard pick for me, but I say they go in and go BK, bro. Like, BK is a guy that Famous knows that works hard, man, that wants it. He wants it. He's one of the dudes that have released content on himself. One of the dudes that's really showed this year that he wants it, and he's not going to let nobody take it away from him. Charger and Hotshot and Glenn, they all know this guy is just a hooper, bro. Like, it's a guy that's going to do what is needed, will fit in. And I think this is, Charger, Expose him, and BK is just a crazy good draft to put alongside Glenn and Hotshot. Just being the fact that Glenn and Hotshot can run the show if needed, and you have these 3 other dudes that will do whatever is needed on the court, whether it's run plays, whether it's run, motion offenses, whatever is needed from them, whether they just got to stand there and get back and play defense. There's 3 guys that will do that for them. And I think it would be a crazy 5 to bring into the league with Glenn, Expose them, BK, Charger, and Hotshot. And I'm looking, if something like that would happen, bro, it'd be very interesting to watch happen. Next we have Gen G, Turn Up, Sav. Obviously they have Bucks and Rel. And here I think they go ahead and pick J-Rod to be the secondary guard to Sav. J-Rod is a dude that will shoot your heavies if you need it, bro. If you know him from retail, he's played very well. He shoots a lot of heavies on retail. Just a guy that's really going to just go out there and play his role to a high level. It's hard to find a good sharp that'll do that for a high level, but I think he is definitely a dude that would do that for them, and I think is a great pick here leading up into the second round for Gen G. And that is going to be the slideshow, guys. I had a lot of fun doing this. Like I said, don't take this wrong, bro. Like, a lot of you guys, I think you're not doing enough to push yourself out there. There's a lot of guys that are, really winning and really competing right now, and it's, it's tough because I just don't really think you've done enough to get your name out there to where I'm not even a coach, bro, and if I'm not noticing you enough out there, I don't think they're noticing you enough out there, because I know a lot about this community. Guys, all I can say leading forward is, you have, I think the draft is like a couple weeks. You have a couple weeks. Interviews start this week, I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the week after. You have 1 to 2 weeks, most guys, to make sure they know who you are. Give them a reason to draft you. Don't be a guy that, hey, I won tournaments, but I don't talk. I don't need Twitter. I don't need content. They don't even know who I am, bro. Man, if they don't know who you are, your teammates aren't gonna know who you are. Guys, the people will draft you off this just based off if you get a good chemistry with your teammates, if you get along, if they know you're not a toxic person. There's a lot of guys in the past seasons that have competed very well at a high level, but will not make the league this year because they are very toxic. You know, it's guys in the league now that are toxic. There's guys that are out of the league that are toxic. You know, you don't want to put your spot in to be left behind, guys. You know, if you take anything out of this, I just hope that you understand, guys, that they will not draft you based off, hey, like he's played with such and such. They won't do that. You have to make a name for yourself. You have to do it right now. You have 1 week, maybe 2 weeks to get them to know you, because I promise you right now, bro, just being in the draft room, seeing what happens, I promise you, you will get left behind if you have not made a name for yourself. Guys, I appreciate you for round 2. I do hope that you guys stick around and want to see round 3 and 4. Go ahead. Round 3 is a little bit less, like less teams. So we'll go ahead and do 100 likes on this next one. 100 likes on this video right here for round 3. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Guys, please just listen to me and take my knowledge. I've been there. I've done that. I've been in the league. I've been out of the league. You know, I know what it can take to stay in, and I know what it can take to stay out. Please just trust me when I tell you, get your name out there, bro. Get your name out there, and you will not be mad what happens after. All right? So we have a round 3 and a round 4 video that I will be working on. Like I said, if this video gets 100 likes, I will drop those. I know this one was a little bit quicker. Guys, the Titans game was coming on today, so I needed to go ahead and watch that. But, you know, I do hope you guys like this video. I do hope this video goes over well, turns over. I hope you guys are liking this content. And if you do, drop a comment on my Twitch or my Twitter, my YouTube. Drop a comment and tell me you want to see more of this stuff involved in the league. You know, I'm not involved into the league no more, or anymore. Sorry, that was the country slang. But I do want to be able to help make content. You know, content is my goal. Content is my life. I need my YouTube going, so I'm going to be dropping videos weekly on things with the league, drama around the league, you know, different things like that. Just comment below or tweet me and let me know if you like these, bro. I really need to hear, like, hey, bro, you're doing a good job. You know, something, like, just put me on the right path to say what I need to do better. Constructive criticism is always the best criticism, guys. But, hey, like I said, I'm getting out of here for this Titans game. Tighten the fuck up. Titans to the Super Bowl. I'm going to Miami. You know what I mean? Guys, drop that sub button, hit that sub button, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Those links are below for you guys. And I do fuck with y'all. Make sure y'all come back and see me for another video. 100 likes, guys. 100 likes. And we back.